So hopefully you leave with a kind of understanding, oh, this is the framework for how to develop a handstand if I've never done one before. The arms are completely locked straight, so they function like pillars, rather than being a little bit bent where I have to do a lot of work with the arm. The concept is, so let's keep bending and straightening, is to take the load into the scapula. Again, you should be feeling a bit of discomfort, but not pain. And that's something, we have to distinguish those two things, yeah? Maybe they feel the same to you. Oh, this is painful, right? You're doing a stretch and you say, oh, stretching's painful. Well, it's actually a different sensation or can be labeled in a different way. So here we're looking for some strain, which will make us stronger tomorrow, but not pain, which will injure us. This position, right? This is not what we want. Yeah, what we want instead is that the ribs draw in and the body starts forming itself into something closer to a straight line, right? Not this. Yeah? So here, no. Here, yes. Nice tight tuck. But I don't want to draw the hips or ribs off. Yeah, so I'm keeping the hips low and just tucking the tail to flatten the lower back. I would encourage you, even if you have experience and you're here from Praksis and they know this, or you've done handstands elsewhere, still try to learn, right? Because there's always space to learn. But maybe I'm going to demo a chest to wall handstand for you. You've done this before, so you just switch off and start thinking about something else. What's the point? You're not going to solve some other problem in the meantime, right? So you may as well pay attention, and maybe you pick up some new cue, or maybe it's not something I'm saying, maybe it's something I'm doing that you notice. Oh, okay, cool. Maybe you don't even notice it consciously, but your body's absorbing the details, and then you use them in your own practice. So I'd encourage you always to do that. Even a little bit of a bend makes a huge difference. This is not what we want. Arms locked completely straight. Yeah, we practiced that at the start too. Flip the toes over, and then drive the armpits toward the wall so the shoulders open, and cue your line that we've just practiced. Nice tight tuck, glutes and abs on. So I'm not doing this, where I'm collapsing down the wall. Yeah, I'm reaching the feet up the wall, and it's like a stick leaning into the wall. Shift the weight forward, and we need to get to where the elbow's on top of the wrist, which means the forearm's vertical. Yeah? If you're backward of that point, you'll always fall backward. And you can see the little adjustments being made in my hands. This is the skill we're trying to cultivate. The ability to rebalance, to catch little falls, yeah? If we try to just kick straight up and catch it, it's like, come on. Wind's perfect. I've been resting in the bed for 2 weeks. Today's the day. Oh, fuck. Too many variables. Yeah, too much momentum. So instead we go as close to the handstand position as possible, minimize the variables, but she's just moving this point around and drawing these different shapes and combinations of shapes onto my spine. And I'm maintaining contact, trying to be soft and sensitive and responsive. Notice that when she moves, so let's say we go this direction, I try to move just from that point first, and then allow the rest of the spine to get involved. So it's like reluctant following. Like, all right, I'm going to follow just enough, and I'm not going to do more than I need to. Good example, right? I just move from the neck first, and then the rib cage, and then the lower back, then the hips, then the knees, then the ankles, rather than locking everything as one unit and responding to the whole thing with the whole thing, right? Now my spine has not moved. It's moved through space, but every part of the spine has stayed fixed relative to the other parts of the spine. Yeah, so I go, whoo, lazy Sunday version, right? You got to get out of bed, but you're going to take as long as you can to do it. Yeah? So we get this juicy, snaky movement happening rather than block spine. Yeah, rather than good posture spine. Explore, see what's possible. You don't know, and they don't know either, and you're trying to figure it out together. Everyone's looking at me. I can't. No one actually is. You're the only one thinking that. No one else is looking. Oh, look at so and so. They can't do it in their first class ever. You know, it's like. So don't worry about that. And someone was doing like something kind of different, which is great. And someone else is like, awesome, because they could see that the person was not doing the correct thing, but they were doing it with their whole self, you know? Like someone dancing, it's like, I don't really care what the dance moves are if you're really dancing, right? So the same idea here. If you're gonna fuck it up full on. Like, all right, yeah, with confidence. And then you have other people going like, I think that's it, right? Seems to know what he's doing, yeah? So better to be in that state, like, all right, let's get after it and see what happens, even if what happens is not what you were hoping would happen, right? Right arm, left arm, left arm. The switch is on the right side of the body. Right arm, left arm, left arm. Back, 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 back.
We need to be able to be strong in these sort of chaotic, strange, weird ways to be able to be truly free. The scapular position, so I'm pulling my shoulder blade back and locking it down, so there's space between my shoulder and my ear. Okay, do that first, and then I'll pull up and touch the ring to the center of my chest. Okay, I'm going to lower down over 3 seconds. Nice and slow, really feel that you've got the scap in that back and down position the entire time. And notice here that it's also not a linear movement. Notice that I pull up, I'm kind of twisting around to the side, and I'm actually facing the side when I get up to the top. I'd like you to start to test your squat a little bit. We'll walk around the room, squat in different orientations, try some wide ones, put your feet in different shapes, just testing continuously up and down. It's actually much more this feeling that maybe you're feeling right now where you're strong and you're powerful and you're gonna do it anyway, like you've got that strength in you. It's in there, it's in all of you, it's just a matter of kind of the practice and honing the body a little bit to chip away some of the fears or maybe the old patterns.
You know, what kind of life do we want to make for ourselves, and what kind of action can we take to have the most fulfilling life possible, where your body is healthy, you're in touch with your emotions. And everyone is young when they're at the age that they're at. You're thinking old age comes later. So maybe if you're 70, you're thinking 90 is old. Or if you're 19, you're thinking 25 is old. But really, we want to think about making the most of the present moment in a way that creates a better future as well. We develop as much self-awareness as we can, not just of our physical state, how our joints are feeling, how our lungs are moving, but the mental process, right? So if your mind you're not aware of how your mind's working, then you're not aware of how that's affecting your breathing, and then your posture, and then your movements, and how you carry yourself. So it's becoming more self-aware, and then using partners that you interact and play with to help expose that even quicker. The idea is to just have a vibrant life, regardless of where you're at now. As I lower my chin, I start to sit back into my heels, and I'm slouching, rounding down towards the floor. At the bottom, I shift towards my toes, forward, as I lift the chin, chest, ribs, belly, hips, shift back. You shift the weight one foot to the other foot. And if you can imagine yourself as your 5-year-old self impersonating a snake, that's even better. So that's something else we want. Children look at the world with fresh eyes, where everything's an endless possibility. I really like this side movement because most of our daily life is sagittal plane. So if you're not playing specific sport or doing some more creative types of movements, it's pretty much like Tom was sharing in the class earlier. We drive, we cook, we type, we poop. Like it's all like the same, and we're not having what we had throughout most of our ancestry, which would be like climbing across different trees and wrestling with a friend and swimming different ways and crawling and ducking, and there'd be so much twisting in all different directions, and that's kind of gone. Just try to feel you're not squatting, but you're actually bouncing. There's quite a difference. So here I'm squatting, and here I'm there's a lightness to it. When I jump high or far, I want a lightness, not a stiffness, to develop that power. As if your tailbone is a paintbrush, do some random strokes in this patch here. Nice and gentle. Feel free to shift the weight, and without dropping your head or flaring your rib cage, start to really massage into all the lower body joints. Same game we did earlier. He's trying to sniff this spiky tropical mango. And watch how he articulates really nicely through all the joints, the spine. Dum, 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 dum. Excellent. So here we're seeing so many different things. It will help your surfing, your track and field, your picking up a pen off the floor, whatever it is that you're doing. Keep your hands on your knees, guys. Don't forget. You want to check in throughout the day. How am I standing? How am I walking? All the basics. Hips open, a bit like a boat sitting on two stilts. Rib cage also like soft, so you don't want to be slumped, or like good posture, because this is not good posture. Belly also relaxed, not holding all this tension. So there's also the cultural language, so maybe like here I feel like more empowered. Maybe as a male, there's like the chest is exposed and it's like a powerful pose. Or as a female, there's like the bootylicious and the boobylicious posture, or whatever it is. And actually it can be very harmful if that's just beyond just a joke or a playfulness. Like, of course, we can embody whatever shapes we like, but we don't want to freeze in one. We want to have like a relaxed shape and then be able to take on whatever shape we like. So we engage the glutes so that when he arches back, he's not eating all the stress into the spine, yeah? And he's going to look at the sky and open the rib cage, belly, hips, knees bent. He's gonna touch the target, open the chest more. There we go. Excellent. And then he pulls back up. But you will feel different angles that they're happy or unhappy in, and guide them through there. And all like 360, anywhere is possible. Now, if he feels that I start to do my own little dance, he stops, and I understand who's boss, and I go back. So the fist is leading, not you, yeah? They're not a decoration for your leg dance. You are following, the fist. And not only is this more taxing, but it gives you fewer options. Here, you don't see, I mean, literally this is sausage dog, right? You want to be, row, whatever kind of thing. I have a 1 second free pass to change the limb. And you're becoming more wriggly and soft and like jellyfish or something. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop with the animals. So grab a new friend and we'll go.
Much easier. It's like awesome.
Thank you all for coming. So that's it. Thank you very much. hands on the hips,
oh
for
my goodness,
fuck's
okay.
sake.
The Sydney
Terrible.
people, the Sydney people.
Embarrassment. Oh, the mic is.